Hello, folks! Live from 58 Dream Street, we're James with Games. Day 7 now. I'm going to apologize in advance for the noise. Maybe there's some people out there working, but honestly, the impression that I've got is that there's just two dudes with chainsaws and having a contest to see how obnoxious they can be with their chainsaws. Those might actually be whippersnippers, I don't know. At any rate, there's been a lot of revving and not a lot of consistent work sounding like it's being done. So we're diving in. This is day 7 of me playing Ultima 5, Warriors of Destiny. And I'm at the point now where I've got enough of a handle on the game that I can actually get down to the business of finding my way around. Let me turn the volume down here on my PC so that we're not overwhelmed by the not great sounding on the title screen here. Very good. Yeah, we're on the path. You know, we've got the general outline of what I got to do, which we'll get into in a moment. And I've got to the point where I can play the game well enough that I'm not just in a constant loop of dying and then trying to get my people resurrected. Got a good, economic loop going, getting money, buying stuff, restocking, even upgraded a piece of armor via spending for the first time. So it's all coming together. Let's dive in and let's see what we can achieve. I saved here last time right next to Dungeon Despise, but I don't think I'm going to dive into the dungeon again just yet. I think right now I want to keep on exploring the world, try to get off the mainland a little through the moongates, and above all, just keep on expanding my knowledge of what's going on, meet some more of the companions, that kind of stuff. And along that way, hopefully we'll be leveling up. I don't know exactly how deep these dungeons are, how tough the things that I find going down. Last time I went in the dungeon, all I found were like gremlins and bats, which are all easy to kill. But we'll see. So the story so far, for anybody just being introduced to the land of Britannia. So Ultima 1 through 3 have a very simple story. Let's fight these snakes while I tell the story. Ultima 1 through 3, fight this one very unfortunate and heavily outnumbered snake. So Ultimas 1 through 3 all have, in a sense, the same story. Now that someone with more knowledge of the Ultima series could dive in and say, you're really kind of flattening a lot of nuance, dude. But Ultimas 1 through 3 are all an extra-dimensional traveler known as the Stranger. Oops, Jana's not in range. An extra-dimensional traveler known as the Stranger arrives in the land of Caesarea and discovers that there's an evil wizard who needs killing. And then he puts in the work and he kills that wizard. And that's it. After killing those 3 wizards, whose names I believe are Mondaine in the first one, Enchantress in the second one, and that's Mondaine's fiance, paramour, wife, I don't know. And then Exodus in the third one. Oh, come on, team. Ideally, we want to win this fight without getting poisoned. British! Lovely to see you. Yeah, it's just barely afternoon here where I am, 12:20. So yeah, kills three wizards. I'm doing my recap that you don't need to hear at all of the basic story. Kills the 3 evil wizards. Feels proud of himself for having killed said wizards. And then the next time the Stranger returns to Caesarea, he discovers it's become Britannia. The noble Lord British, now that there were no terrible wizards around, was able to unite the kingdom and create a land of peace and prosperity. Well, they call it a land of peace. If you've played Ultima 4, you might say, how peaceful, with the amount of piracy going on in this place, how peaceful could it possibly be? But he comes back to a land that's peaceful, and Lord British is all, hey, Stranger, we don't actually have any evil wizards for you to kill. And the Stranger's like, well, what am I going to do? And Lord British is all, well, what if you achieved enlightenment in all the virtues and became the Avatar? And the Stranger is like, well, do I still get to go in dungeons and fight monsters? And Lord British is like, yeah, actually, for some reason, our land of peace and prosperity has these anti-virtue dungeons. And you will need to go in them. And then the Stranger's like, okay, all right, I'm down. I'll become the Avatar. And he becomes the Avatar. So in Ultima 5, the Avatar, having returned to his own dimension, Earth, the dimension where we all live, or at least many of us. I don't want to make any assumptions here. the Avatar gets summoned back from Earth to Britannia by his faithful companions Shamino and Elo, and they announce that, hey, you know, things have not actually been great. Shortly after you left, Lord British was questing in the dungeons for whatever reason, and it all went bad, and only one person came back alive. We don't know where Lord British is. Lord Blackthorn took the throne, and then he got real bad. And now we're living in a dictatorship where the virtues are not, you know, characteristics that people aspire to display. They're characteristics now that you must display or you will be killed. Or you know, there are other penalties than just death. But suffice to say, it's all penalties. We're enforcing the virtues. We're not encouraging people to live a good life. We're telling them they're going to live a good life, or we're going to make their life really suck. All right, swarm of headless here. Here we go. This is good proving grounds for the squad. Yes, no lies or you lose your tongue. That's the new law of honesty. It's not just it's good and noble to tell the truth. You're gonna tell the truth or we're gonna cut your tongue out. The law of justice is now confess your crimes and receive the appropriate punishment, or when we find out you committed crimes, you will just be put to death no matter what the crime was. Bad stuff. It's not good. Lord Blackthorn has these 3 Shadow Lords that apparently are actually the ones influencing him to be bad. They're the Shadow Lords of anti-virtue. So the 3 principles of virtue are truth, love, and courage. So we have the Shadow Lords of falsehood, cowardice, and hatred, or hate. And so it's a real bad scene. And now the Avatar has to figure out how to fix it. Get the band back together. We've got several of the official, you know, Ultima 4 companions of the Avatar. I think that, yeah, that's the sacrifice law, British. The law of sacrifice now isn't like, you know, it's good to sacrifice your interests to benefit others. Now the law of sacrifice is thou shalt give half thy income to charity or thou shalt have no income. So it's a bad scene. We gotta figure out how to fix it. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm trying to actually get to Minok, the city that embodies the virtue of sacrifice. And then having done that, I'm going to get there. I'm going to try to do a little bit better at talking to the people, get some information. But I'm mostly there because I know that the moongate, which are basically, you know, a teleportation system to help people get around in Britannia here. I'm going to get there and find that so that I can get down to business getting off the mainland and try to get to some of the other cities. Most specifically, I'd love to get to Moonglow, the city of honesty, and for that matter of magic, because I both suspect that I can probably get a better price on magical reagents there. I have a lead on a guy who knows a guy who tried to make a glass sword once. I don't know why it's important to have a glass sword, but it sounds cool, and I'm sure it'll come up later. So if I can get my hands on that glass sword, I would love to, so I gotta chase that lead. And then there are 3 castles representing the principles. And the castles are the only places where the Shadow Lord's influence just cannot be felt. And so they're the safe havens. And there's only one on the mainland, the Empath Abbey. So I've been to Empath Abbey, and that's where I was able to recruit Julia and also a party member who's currently just chilling at an inn. So I can only have 6 party members at a time, young Toshi. And so the Lyceum, the Truth Castle, is on the same island as Moonglow. Oof, yeah, Yelo's getting roughed up. But he's also the best defense. It's good offense. So thank you for pointing that out, though, Brish, because this would be just the thing for Janna to do here. Although I'm going to have to get Janna some kills eventually if I want to level her up. But for now, I mean, she's just using a sling. That wasn't the best heal, but it wasn't terrible. Yelo's out of the woods anyway. And we're fighting on. Shimino's coming forward, hopefully to draw some shots away so the Avatar is not just getting ganged up by all 3. Julia's putting in the work. Elo's coming forward. Send Jana forward so she can get to work with her sling. Yeah. So here on my side of the world, it's a horrendously humid day, which I don't love. And I also imagine those dudes out there who are doing some kind of lawn work. I heard a very tiny bit, British, about my potential, the potential reposting of my position as career track, which would not in itself be the promotion, but then that's what enables the possibility of the promotion to continuing appointment, which is the closest thing a non-professor faculty member can get to tenure. So the goal, the pot of gold at the end of my rainbow here. The only news I got is I did talk to my associate dean and I said, hey, Deanie, that's not his name, and I don't call him that. But I asked him, did you talk to the dean? Is there any update? And his update was that the dean is looking into the logistics of how long it needs to be posted. Does it have to be internal or external competition? Now, the thing is, the associate dean is just a lovely man. I am very glad that he's my boss. And even before that, I learned a lot from him just as a fellow colleague, faculty member. I always think maybe the professors don't love it when I call them my colleagues, but he's also a very forgetful man. And so I don't think he remembers that he already spoke to the finance director and got all the information that the dean is now apparently looking for. But here's the thing. If the dean is looking for that information, that's a pretty good sign that he's accepting the recommendation of the associate dean that my position should be thus posted. Ooh, I am also I'm doing my own HR because I got to hire TAs and markers for September right now, too. How'd that go? Do you do that a lot, or was that a new thing for you? Oh, so is that do you folks have a pretty formalized kind of interview process, like set of questions and like a scoring system and stuff? I know that's in the government. That's how, like when I worked in the government here, interviews are very tightly controlled and scored on particular criteria. When I'm hiring TAs, it's really like if I've never met them, I talk to them for I tell them what the course is, and then I go, do you think you can do that? And if they say they can, I hire them because I never get enough applicants. So I hire everyone who applies who doesn't get scared off by hearing the job, and then I go actively recruiting. I would love to get Jana a kill here, so I'm gonna have everybody else hold their fire for a moment and see if we can pull this off. Probably not because they're fleeing. Okay, let's just get the kills. Oh yeah, probably yeah. You can't have a formal tailored protocol when you're hiring constantly for different objectives and stuff. Oh. Nah, just grazed him. He's not going to get the kill. But that's okay. Okay. Gweno, you're on point. Let's loot this stuff. No trap. Lots of treasure. Love to see it. Dagger. Club. Throwing axe. Gold. A key. Torches. A little bit of food. Monsters never... monsters always travel pretty light with food. Makes sense. They're living off the land, so to speak. I dost find a trap. Success. Boom. Lots of treasure in here too. Chain coif, a leather helm, some gold, some keys, a torch, tiny little bit of food. Not bad. Not bad. No trap. Less stuff here, but you can never have... Yeah, they have no heads. What can they do with this food? And for that matter, what are they going to do with any of this stuff? They have no head. All they do is just roam around trying to kill people. But we got to make some allowances, I guess. Even when you're, hey, found some money in the guts. See, now that makes sense. You know, the headless just like found some money and was like, cram it down my neck hole. Ugh. Found a bloody pulp. That's the grossest thing we found in a pile of guts yet. Okay. Where exactly am I on the map? I suppose I could use a gem. But let's just carry on here. Okay. If I'm by a poison swamp and a river. Oh, I'm already around the... Am I already around the horn? No, I have no idea where I am. I guess that's what a view gem is for. Let me get out of the forest here. And pop open a gem. Okay, that's helpful. I see exactly where I am. Very good. Nice. The cloth map is gorgeous. Like, I only have it in PDF form because I bought this game in 2021 on GOG.com, but it's terrific. It looks beautiful. It's helpful. I think, and you know, I'll find out for myself pretty soon, but I think I actually have come to understand in advance how the Moongate system is going to work. I think it's going to be less frustrating. In Ultima 4, it was like the gates will open at a certain time, and then it opens, and then like it blinks 3 times, and every time it blinks, it gets a different destination. But just looking at this map, I think that every gate is going to be able to go everywhere based on a moon phase. Either that, or this is telling me that the gates only appear during a certain moon phase. But I don't think that... we'll find out. We'll find out together. I mean, I guess you already know. Kill some rats. All right. Shooting rats in the hills. You know, I miss the days when you didn't even have to buy the special edition of a game and it would come with something. Like even just manuals. Good manuals I miss. Not because, you know, game developers have actually gotten very, very good at, you know, programming tutorials, and then beyond that at, you know, there was a point where it just sort of became a recurring theme. Oh, Elo's poisoned. And in the worst shape of everybody. That's okay. We're going to get him through this fight, and then we're going to camp down for the night. Got better at, you know, teaching you to play the game through the game. After all, you know, after every video game journalist took their turn at... no kill for Jana there. Took their turn writing an essay about how level 1-1 of Mario teaches you how to play Mario. I feel like that was very influential on a generation of developers to spend the 2000s to reading again and again. You know, you learn how everything works just based on what the game presents you in the first moments. Which is a theme I'm going to be exploring soon, because in my other James and the Games series here, which I've only done 1 episode so far, I'm going to be going through the NES Online and the SNES Online games just in order, play them each for half hour, and review them, I guess. But that means I'm starting with Mario and Mario 3 are the first 2 games on the NES Online, which, you know, the world does not need my review of those games to find out how they are. And yet, I'm going to do it. So I'll see if I can find something to say about Mario 1 that isn't just Look, you bump your head, and that causes you to land on the Goomba, and now you know how to kill a Goomba. The mushroom, you feel like you should avoid it, but it bumps. It comes back at you, and if you try to avoid it, you bump your head, and so on. There's a point. You know, now is not the time for me to. If I'm going to do this for a half hour, I shouldn't. And also, if I'm playing Ultima now, makes no sense for me to continue opining about Mario. So I'll shut that down. Sack of gold, not bad. Oh, that was a pretty wealthy rat, really, all things considered. Nothing in the blood, nothing in the blood. Nothing in the blood. Gold! $2. The rat ate the gold. Makes more sense than the rat carrying the gold. Alright, and now Jana, you do your thing. Heal or cure our boys. Alright, and Nox. Those of you who don't speak the magical language of Britannia, An means anti, Nox means poison. And Nox, antidote spell. Alright, let's hold up for 9 hours, and Gweno, you're doing great. So you're on duty. Resting up. Oh, so I watched that video you shared with me, British. The kids react to. Oh dear. Well, good thing we set a watch. Didn't get any healing in, so maybe. Ooh. Huh. Well, there you go. Maybe I didn't figure out. Maybe I actually just, when I read the lore book, that went into the back part of my brain, and I was no longer conscious of it. And then I thought that I was figuring it out for myself, but I was actually just remembering what I'd read. But that's good to know. Okay, so I'm gonna be able to get to some places. I did notice, looking at the map, it doesn't look like there's a moongate that can get me to Serpent's Hold. So to get to that third castle, we're gonna need a bigger boat, or a boat at all, I suppose. That is the way to say it. Alright, let's go, team. Stepping forward, Elo. Alright, Julia, take a step forward. When they get closer, you will switch to ranged. Yeah, it's wild. Nowadays, like, if you're lucky, you just get like you might get, not even just, you open up the jewel case, and under the plastic there's like a reference card of the controls or something. You never get stuff like, here's how the complicated system of portals in this game works. Yeah, I watched that Kids React to Old Computers video. I enjoy those reacts. I was talking about the Mega Man one that I've seen before, but I hadn't seen this one, and it was a lot of fun. Credit to he was the 13-year-old. He was the oldest one, but the 13-year-old at least knew what it was the first time he looked at it. But yeah, it's like, obviously one of the funnest things with that kind of technology, of watching the youth react to it, is how much user friendliness they expect versus what they get. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have passed with Elo, because that Etten can just hurl boulders at him. It doesn't necessarily have to close in and fight. Okay, Julia, you gotta go melee. So let's put away the crossbow. Grab one of our 7 short swords. Suppose we could sell all those, probably buy a long sword for Julia. Grab a shield. Can you carry a large one? Yes, you can. Yeah. Yeah, they don't know how to turn it on. They're shocked when they need to hit, like, you gotta turn on the computer, but you also have to turn on the monitor. What? Because, like, our monitors are just on all the time now. And It's very endearing, and like obviously like they're using like the kids to a degree. Like the kids know they're doing a gimmick, so like you always got to wonder like how much of this is them their official reactions and how much of it is them knowing that it's literally their job to be funny and cute as they are baffled by this stuff. But very enjoyable, and then just things like after they get told about how a print command on an Apple II works but the one young girl is just infuriated because there's no printer. What does the word print have to do with this? Because at this point, I guess like kids are so attuned to the idea of a literal like a not even a dot matrix printer anymore, a laser printer, that they don't think about the fact that just printing, you can print something on a screen, you could print on a piece of paper with your pencil. Cute stuff. Ooh yeah, Elo is not in the place that he wants to be. Okay, well, what's my strategy? Well, my strategy is to not let him die. But how am I going to do that? First, best defense is just killing the people who want to hurt you. Just having a terrible sleep tonight, gang. Graze that at him. Alright. Elo goes down any further. That's when I gotta start worrying about him. Oh no, I don't think it's scripted. I absolutely believe that they just found some fun, charismatic kids and they're doing this thing. So obviously, if you have the same kids reacting to stuff all the time, kids aren't, they understand that they're doing a thing. They know what the audience wants. But then at the same time, yeah, you are still like, it's not like, I'm not trying to call the kids insincere, but it's very, they're talented kids. They know what they're doing. They know how to take what they're thinking and how they're reacting and play it up so that it makes good content. And yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching them struggle through it. I enjoyed the one girl's rage that the game only has one color. She's like, it's all green, which makes it ugly. And yeah, it was interesting. And then, there's a real range of their conclusions at the end where some of them are just like, well, this is stupid because it's old. Which is, in fact, a thing that kids of all, 5 through to 18, through to really probably into their 20s, probably up to now. How do you look up your homework without the internet? Yeah. That was a good one. It's like, you're being recorded. Don't tell them that you look up your homework on the internet. Unless she was just saying that, at my school, the teacher posts, I guess maybe, yeah, probably, I never even thought of that. They're using course management software in some lower level elementary and primary schools. Super charming. I'm glad that you shared that with me. I also checked out the chart of the German school system. Far more complicated and comprehensive than the Canadian school system. The Canadian school system is going a bit far because actually it varies by province. Yeah, why would you want to go to the library? That's a funny thing for me here in Halifax, in Nova Scotia, where I live. Our central library is a brand new, kind of forward-looking building. It's been open a few years now, but it's still very new, and it's like it's a happening place. Like people love to go to the library. We are up to speed on the kind of modern conception of the library as a third space. It's not just a place to get books. You can get books at the library still, but it's also a place just, come on, come here, come in, hang out. Use a computer if you don't have access to one. Use a computer program that you don't have access to. There's a recording studio. If you and your band want to lay down a demo, but you don't want to spend a bunch of money on a digital 8-track, come in and rent the studio, and there's like a public performance hall. Oh, the Yetin got away. We spent all that time getting him into critical shape, and he just fled. Coward. Nah, Gweno can't get a shot from there. Yeah, I know. That's painful because Ettins have good loot. What are you gonna do? Okay, everyone's still in good shape. Jana doesn't need to be healing just yet. Elo, stay at him. Julia, stay at him. Beautifully done, Julia. Although, that could have been a Jana kill. Get her some experience. I suppose I need to head to the lore book at some point and just find out what's the state of weapons for wizards in this game. In Ultima 4, it was you actually just get a magic wand that's a weapon that has unlimited magic missiles, basically. So if there's something like that, obviously, I want to grab one for Jana or possibly for Mariah in the future if I wind up recruiting Mariah and deciding I'm more attached to her. It's kind of funny at this point because the companions don't have super thoroughly developed personalities yet. Like Jeffrey, who I don't have, is very clear. Like, you got a lot in maybe like 2 lines of dialogue from Jeffrey in Ultima 4, where you're like, okay, this is a huge, hardy guy. Yeah, let me just look. I might as well just do it now in the middle of the fight. Weapons. All right, there is no under weapon. There's no magic wand. Fair enough. Of course, there's also a lot, much more varied spell system that probably involves some. I didn't use any attacking magic when I played Ultima 4. But let me look in the book of lore here. Because I can't just rely on British to look everything up for me. Gotta do some of it for myself. What am I looking for here? Classes, people, populace, 15. Page 15. Mages. Huh. Okay, no, it doesn't. It doesn't break down for me here what they can and can't equip. All right, because that's not even a thing anymore. Obviously, though, having a mage is mainly going to be about the actual casting of spells. So I'm gonna need to. Oh yeah, no, I am 100% in favor of you quoting stuff from the manual. Just I shouldn't get lazy and never look anything up for myself. Like, British will tell me, or Stimpinski will show up, or someone's gonna fix this for me, and I don't need to worry about it. Jana does not have the knack. Headless escapes. Alright. Advance Julia. And maybe Jana can sneak in here. And, okay. Don't kill it. Just hurt it. Oh, or miss it. That doesn't kill it either. Would have been... Oh! Yeah, of course. I should have known I was going to get Jana hit by moving her up like that. You know what, Jana? Of course, can't always use a ranged weapon when you're adjacent. So this is a whole thing. Whatever. Let's kill the headless. Step away, Jana. You can, if it comes back around to you, you'll give it a shot. Victory. All right, so it goes. Shimino, buddy, you're on point. No trap. Bunch of stuff. Actually, not that much stuff. But some stuff. Arrows, always welcomed. Ammunition is pretty affordable, which is lovely. But that doesn't mean that we're not happy when we get it for free without having to walk all the way back to Britain. No trap. Some stuff. Let's get it. Throwing axe. Gold. A key. A torch. Food. Now, the guild item I have the fewest of are pure gems, so it would be great if more enemies were dropping gems. But what can you do? Got some stuff. Yeah, we have opened up the virtuous cycle because we're making money. Hey, that's not bad. 5, that's 5 shots. That is easy math. Alright. Well, that was not a restful sleep, gang. But let's carry on here. Let me pull the map back up for myself. Because there's one tricky part of getting to Minnock. So just to remind myself, yeah, it's got to go down through this passage. If you try to just head across, shooting east, it doesn't go great. Okay. So now I'm coming up. I'm going to see a network of rivers and tributaries here with a forest. We are closing in on the City of Sacrifice. Here we go. Save the game. Rub my hands together for a moment. Now let's head in. All right. And now let's leave. When the Shadow Lords are in town, they infect the populace with whatever their anti-principle is. Which I found out the hard way when a beggar just murdered Elo long ago when I was still struggling through the early parts of the game. The Shadow Lord of Hatred's in town, everyone hates you. And that's a sincere hate. Not like when, you had a bad breakup. You're not friends anymore. And you go, I hate Sheila. But you don't hate Sheila. You don't love her anymore, and she doesn't love you anymore. It didn't work, but it's not the end of everything. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, sincere. Good catch. That was not a precise choice of words. It's not a sincere hatred. It's sincerely felt. It is a deep-seated hatred that makes them just want to kill you on sight. It's by far, I think, the worst Shadow Lord to meet up with. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, the moon. Come on, pirates. Not in ideal fighting form. Come on, come to shore. Cowards. Yes, yes. Here we go. It's going to save me a lot of money on a frigate if this goes well. And I just saved if it goes poorly. Yeah, I guess, I have no idea how tough rogues or pirates or whatever the official... Oh, they're bards. Of course. They can take on the different classes. So which, by the way, is just a messy visual to deal with here. Like the avatar is a silver sword. That's good stuff. Oh, Julia. I'm sorry, Julia. Shouldn't have wasted your turn like that. Ooh. Elo, of course, immediately gets himself into trouble. But we immediately help him out. Shimino takes a hit, but he's a big, tough guy. Yeah. Finish my thought. This is not just a streaming gimmick, but in my own life, I'm constantly remembering that I was halfway through saying something a long time ago. Missed. Jeffrey is the last companion that I picked up. I might have the clearest sense of his personality because you talk to him for the first time in... Oh, come on, gentlemen. It's the weekend. Take an early day. You talk to him for the first time when you see him. It's like you see a 6'5" warrior, and so right off the bat you're like, okay, this is a big dude. And then you ask him what he wants to do, and he's like, I miss fighting. I want to get in some battles. So you're like, all right, I absolutely know who Jeffrey is. He's a big, eager, hardy, excitable guy who wants to just get out there and mix it up. I can follow with that. Oof, yeah, jeez, Shimino's getting hit, but that's all right. We got Jana in the back. We're not landing any hits. There's not a good sign. Yeah. All right, Elo, you can't get in and mix it up yet, so save your buddy. Oh, Elo, come on. When I said save him, I meant like really save him. More than 3 hit points. Bard barely wounded. Okay, so believe I can already confirm, though I am going to play it out hard, I don't think pirates are an enemy that I can just be jumping in there with willy-nilly. Alright, try to help your old buddy the Avatar, Elo. Alright. Jana should really be doing the healing. She has greater intelligence. What the hell was that, Julia? That's not the bard being good at dodging. That's Julia, like, just like a reflection off the sea or something. She doesn't know what she's doing. Ooh, Shimino. Still barely wounded. Alright. I don't think we're stealing this pirate ship. Shimino's dead. Alright. I think I said I was gonna play it out hard. But I don't think I even can play it out hard. I think all I can do is get brutally slaughtered. So I'm going to save scum this one. I'll start taking my lumps. Because I have been told now that it's not that bad. Because your stats don't go down with the experience penalty, which can sometimes lower your level. And knowing that, I can be a little less cowardly about getting party wiped. Oof. Yeah, that is bad luck then. If it was possible to fight fewer pirates, I would have loved to do that. Okay. Well, we can't go into Minnock and talk to people, so let's peek up here. Oh, sharks. Okay. Right, we gotta wait till night anyway, so why don't I just wander? Oh. There's why, because it's night. Ah! That was foolish. Alright, quickly. And knocks myself. Now. Okay. We're in a half moon phase, which is not... I don't even need to look at the map, and yet I'm looking at the map. I didn't need the map to tell me that the half moon phase is not going to get me to Moonglow. Where is it going to get me? Looks like it might take me to Britain, which is the least interesting possible teleportation destination. But you know what? Why don't we confirm that theory? Oh! It's not Britain. Okay, I'm just reading these symbols poorly. Because I think this is... Just judging by the shape... Oh, okay. I didn't scroll down far enough. This is Jalome, isn't it? Well, that's all well and good. Whatever. Now that it turns out that now that I know that the moongates are so much less complicated and finicky than the Ultima 4. Let's find out. Now, of course, they're gonna have their gates closed. So let's have a sleep. Yeah, I'll set a watch. Gwenno's looking healthy. She can stand guard. Hopefully, just nobody comes. And we actually rest. Actually, I said, hopefully nobody comes. Hopefully, what I really should have hoped for is the arrival of Lord British. Okay, so now the sun's coming up. I'll just, yeah, a lot of poison here on this island. Okay. Well, I might as well save. Never knowing what's in store. Jalome! There we go. Alright. What is the law of valor going to be? Thou shalt fight to the death, or thou shalt be banished a coward. Yep. Aristotle, I think, would have some real concerns about Blackthorn's interpretation of virtue here. Be like, no, there's a golden mean. We don't want to go to extremes here. Okay, can I get in without being extorted by this guard? Yes. Okay. Now let's find out what's going on in Jalome. I guess I should, before I do anything else, should get my Spreadsheet updated with a Jalome sheet. When you walk in Jalome, you never walk alone. That's not actually the song. There's a song by the Canadian band, the Bare Naked Ladies, called Jerome, which I just very cleverly substituted Jalome into. Oh, come on, dude. Dude. Fine. If you leave me alone, I'll pay your damn tribute. So I don't want to get shipped back to you. And for all that the guards in this game are real jerks, I still don't want to be just running around murdering people. Plus, I'm going to have a ton of money once I sell the, 50 short swords that I'm dragging around. So, okay. So, Jalome, I should make a quick note here to myself. It's got an armorer, which I would have predicted anyway. Armorer. It's got a provisioner. Don't yet know if that provisioner does rations. It's got an inn. It's got a shipwright. Makes sense. Be tough to live on an island, in an island city, if you did not have a shipwright in town. Okay. Nothing's really going on. Let me take a look at my pocket watch. 7:50. Well, there it is. Nobody's up. The game could use a dedicated pocket watch button. Obviously, we got walls. It's a walled city. That's very good. Find my way up onto those walls at some point, I imagine. Come on, folks. This guy's awake. When do you open? See a rough and scrungy man with a patch on one eye. Are you? Dost thou have any business here? Yes. What dost thou want? And I don't have all day. So I'm just talking to a dude. He's not selling me anything. What's your name? Bulweir. Bulweir the Rude, they call him. I don't think he's going to take kindly to me asking the very obvious question of what he does. What's your job? Make weapons. Canst thou not see? Yes, I can see. Weapons? Swords, shields, and helms, fool. He probably would. I don't think there's any way to do it in the prompt, but I don't think the Bulweir would take kindly to the pedantry of saying shields and helmets aren't really weapons unless they're spiked. You know, I can see that on the reference card there, Bulweir. Alright, tell me about swords. Iron swords that are testing my patience. Alright. Can I buy from you? Alright. Finally. Yeah. Bulweir the Jerk. Now, my instinct tells me that at some point, someone's going to tell me a secret word to say to Bulweir. Somebody that ornery can't... Yeah, it is. It's great that they... not only do they have their own behavioral cycle, but they really have much more developed personalities than in Ultima 4. The writing is stronger, which is great. Makes the world feel more lived in. And you need that, I think, for the effect this game is going for. Of, the Avatar tries to bring down a police state. Well, if the characters aren't giving me anything, it's not going to feel like I'm in the police state. Okay, now we got a dude. Who's this dude? You're called Thorn. What's your job? It's resting up between battles. I'm just going to call him a fighter. My little spreadsheet here. Okay, so battles. Just the other day, I was locked in Mortal Kombat with a bunch of nasty trolls. I hate trolls. They even had the gall to ask me for gold in order to pass. Gold. Taught them a thing or two. Taught? Cannot help me. Thing? Two? Gold? Alright. Very good, sir. Nice to meet you. Don't know that I learned anything from him. Good morning and welcome to Naughty Nomans. I want to sell first, sir. I don't need this many chain coifs. Sell you 2. I'm going to hang on to 1 just in case I get a new companion at some point. They need one. Certainly don't need this many daggers. They suck, but give me a few gold. I don't think there's an inventory limit, but still a lot of daggers to carry around. Same with the slings. Take it down to... Well, I have 2 dedicated ranged fighters. Oh yeah, 99 for each item. But no overall equipment limit where just like having these daggers is gonna like someday I'm gonna find the glass sword and be like, I can't carry it. In Demon Souls, the spiritual forebearer to the Dark Souls series, there's one absolutely horrible moment where, because that game has a weight limit for how much you can carry, and there's a boss where the gimmick is the main way to beat the boss is to use a magic sword called the Stormbringer that is found in the boss arena. So you go into the boss fight, and now you're like locked in by a fog wall, and you see this sword, and you see this like it's like a manta ray in the sky, like flying around, and you're like, well, I don't know how to get to that. So you run in and you go to grab the sword, and if you grab the sword, what you find out is that if you swing it as hard as you can, it actually shoots like wind bolts, so to speak, wind blasts. And so I ran up to the sword, and I grabbed it. And it said, you're over your weight limit. And it just dropped. And then I got killed. And then that turns out to erase the sword from the game permanently. And there's no save scumming in the Souls games. I was real upset. Anyway, it turned out you can, if you're really willing to put in the time, you can just buy normal arrows and a normal bow and really dig in on just slowly, very slowly, chipping away and killing this thing. Alright, I think that's everything I want to sell. So now, I would like to buy. If I could buy, wait, yeah, if I could buy a better sword, couldn't hurt to have, no actually, more than anything, if this guy's got armor for sale, Julia would love that. But otherwise, even a longsword would also be good for when Julia goes one-on-one. Alright. Or a bashing weapon for good old Shimino. Plenty of options here. Wait. Actually, escape. Sorry. No. Okay. Buy. What can you sell? Can sell me a mace. And a Morning Star. And a Morning Star has better range. It's got nothing. It's going to do much for Julia. Dexterity is initiative. That makes sense. That's intuitive to me. Okay. Show me the Morning Star. Only 87 gold. Let me double check here. I'm pretty sure I want this, but I've got the reference card. I should pay attention to it. Morning Star, attack value 15 versus I believe he's currently got a longsword, which is also attack value 15. So the big advantages here will be the Morning Star, the pole arm, so it gives Shimino some more range, and it's going to utilize his strength stat because it's a bashing weapon, or a bludgeon weapon. What do you do with the bludgeon weapon? You bash somebody with it. So, yeah, I do wish it. Yes. Oh, wow. I guess I'm yet to find out, although I suspect it could still be true. Because in Ultima 4, there were those magic spheres in the dungeons, and you could touch them, they would hurt you, but they would also boost your stats. So you could really, if you put the time in. In Ultima 4, it was pretty intuitive to get almost everybody to max stats if you were leveling them up consistently. Okay, so put down the short sword, buddy, and take up the Morning Star. And so, big strong guy, so you can have the Morning Star and still have his large shield, iron helm. You're looking tough as hell, baby. Alright, very good. What else did he have, and did I want it? I mean, spiked shield would be good. I can see here it gets an attack value. Not a big one, but an attack value nonetheless. I think I just want to, if I can, I just want to make Shimino into a tank to compensate him for the fact that I also make him dig through the guts after every fight. Yeah, between my underlying personality and my ADHD, I'm not always the best at picking these things up quickly, but I am really good at video games and at RPGs and stuff. Once I hunker down, I can figure things out. I can make the right choices. I can max them. I can do my min-maxing if that's what I'm in the mood for. What's a spiked shield run a dude? 175 gold. Okay. Okay, I'll do it. There's a large shield, a little bit heavier, same defense value. Our spike shield, it's a little heavier, but it's an extra weapon. So we're gonna have Shimino. He's gonna have two dudes in his face, and he's gonna be swinging around one of them to bash the guy in the back, and then with the shield. I'm looking forward to that. That frees up a large shield. I don't know who else needs that. Spike shield. Oh yeah, it's a bludgeon. Okay. Shimino, buddy. You're looking fierce. Now let's go upstairs here. See if Blacksmith has a wife or something. Oh, there's one dude sleeping here. But he's asleep, so I'll let him sleep for now. That's their wastrel son. Still in bed at 9:47 a.m. Well, here's a fellow. He's just going to want to sell me food. She is going to sell me food. Canst thou get anything for me? Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's your rate on rations, madame? The same as what I've already seen in Pause. Okay, well. Yeah, I'll just take one since I asked. No, that's everything I need. Nay. But thank you, Nicole, for the offer. Here we are. Oh, this is just the innkeeper. Nay. Well, we can't help thee then, says Grebnar. Yeah, that makes sense. And we just have 2 empty hotel rooms. I don't believe I've received any intelligence about Gilome yet, so I'm not aware of any particular thing I should be looking for. I certainly cannot buy a boat from you, sir. I just spent all my money getting Shimino all tanked up. Can we climb the walls? Yes, we can. Oh. Nothing. Alright. We're up on the walls. Oh, stairs actually happen automatically. That's cool. Oh! That's good to know. I'll be very happy if I get a block pushing puzzle at some point. I do love a good old-fashioned block pushing puzzle. Make my way around. Why would I leave? I want to search the whole walls, see if I find anybody up there. Ho ho! Some wizard. A confused and bewildered mage called Goeth. Very close to being Goethe. Perhaps he was a reference. Intended as a reference. What can you tell me, Goeth? Looking rough something I am. Maybe. That's probably just a typo, and I guess I gotta keep talking to this guy and see, is he just constantly slurring his words? Then maybe his name is Goethe. You're looking for something. Looking Okay. Oh. No, his thing is going backwards. Okay, his name backwards doesn't mean anything. Not long ago, I lost it. Lost. Valuable. Saw it. It was. Okay, valuable. You just tell me what it is or how I can help you find it. Remember not I, but here be it must. Here. It. Is there a keyword I was missing that I could have grabbed? Remember. You remember many things? No. Here. Okay. Okay. Good talking to you, weirdo. We'll look around. Oh, is this like where he lives? Crowded bookshelf. Nothing of note. Nothing of note. Okay, just look on the floor. Wow. I might as well note he's lost something of value. Thinks it must be here somewhere. On walls, northwest. Very good then. Okay. Is it on the stairs? No. One thing is that I keep on thinking. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, he's a person of interest. And if I'm probably not, I'm not going to figure him out right now. Because I'm in my explore the whole world phase. And we're back to where we first mounted the walls. Okay. Well, we have a confused fellow that we may... Someone came along and locked the damn doors on me. Come on, folks. Okay. Well, that's a good day's... Stay away from me, you creep. I'm not paying another freaking tribute. Yeah, there very well might come a point where I'm just like, but like right now, like even if I was just like, I have no idea what to do next, I could just go back to Dungeon Despise. So yeah, if we get to the point where like it's boring for everybody because I'm just banging my head against the wall, that's when I'll start saying, all right, let's loosen this up a little and start really nudging me. I guess now there's nothing to do, but wait. Oh, you know what I should do? I should look at my watch. 6:39. Let's hole up in camp for like 3 hours. Jono, you stay up. Boom. Okay. Now we are at a 3/4 moon, followed by the half moon that will just get me back to where I already am. So where does the 3/4 moon go? Ooh. I can't quite interpret all of these pictures, but I think think I'm going back to the mainland. But you know what? Only one way to know for sure. Oh, and this time I didn't scroll up far enough. Okay, so the 3/4 moon on the left looks okay. Looks like that. Back to you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, just looking at the symbols. But New Magentia looks like it's a sliver moon, crescent moon on the right side. Yeah, it's strange because, you know, the pixel drawings give you really clear, definite shapes. And it should be relatively easy to have just transitioned those to the symbols. But some of the symbols don't quite look right. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, I could have at least bought a skiff with all that money that I had a few minutes back. And perhaps getting some aquatic transportation. I mean, a skiff's not gonna get me that far, but it looks like it might, if I'm interpreting the map right, be enough to get me to Moonglow. So there's really nothing to do here. I'm gonna camp. I'm gonna get back to a little bit of wandering. Maybe I will go into Dungeon to Spies. See what I can pull out there. What time is it? Ah, got plenty of time. Yeah, we'll set a watch. Gweno, you're up. Come on, Lord British. Grace us with your presence. My boy. Here we go. Shimino is level 4. He's level 4 and quicker. Good for him. Yes, I got to do that. I got to look into this sound patch. I have time. It's the weekend. I will have time between when I wrap up. Got to run a few errands, and then that'll be my evening thing before company arrives for socializing. Elo's up to level 3. Love to see it. Julia's up to level 3. Killing it, team. Definitely saving that. Yeah, I think a sound patch would be just the thing. Kind of liven things up a bit during the... I'm pretty good at perpetually speaking. Even if that wasn't something that I kind of, in a sense, do professionally. I was already good at it before they paid me to talk about technical writing to engineers all day. We're back in U. Do I need anything in U? Avatar is doing alright. He's on his way. He's on the path to level 4. Chimino is our heavy hitter. 420. Very nice. But I don't think Shimino got in the shape. No, I'm not bashing on engineers. I love engineers. I mean, wow. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. Engineers, in fact, something I constantly bring up because part of my thing... I got the technical writing, and then I have the engineering fundamentals, and I have the engineering in society. So I do have to kind of talk about like professional development stuff. And something that I always try to encourage the students to believe is that engineers are actually just people, meaning that not because sometimes I meet engineers occasionally. It's not the standard engineer, but I meet engineers who will be like, you know, engineers are just different from other people. You know, we see the world more clearly, and we're the ones that make everything happen. And you know, engineers. I had a guy tell me once, you know, engineers always have to marry, and engineers marry engineers because once you're an engineer, you just can't relate to muggles practically. And it's like, I'm sure that like a lot of people marry people who are in the same profession as them because they like my parents are both nurses. It's not because nurses marry nurses. It's just because they met in nursing school. Man, we're doing good, but I came here to find out... Ooh, Gweno's doing great. Pays to be fighting from the back with a bow. Doing good with everything but gems, and not bad with gems. Since I don't Yeah. No reagents at all, though I don't think I want to spend my money right at the moment because I got some mixtures. I can mix up some more and Nox. That probably is true. Like, I think you can make generalizations that capture a range, and things like self-selection for a profession are going to probably reveal something about people. But having constantly, I've met a large flow of future engineers and actual engineers in my time, and they run the gamut. I meet, one stereotype I've heard people say of engineers is they're all just a bunch of jock bros. All they want to do is work out and drink beer and party. And I've met engineering students who are like that, but it's certainly not all of them. And I've met engineers who are, nerds with limited social skills, who are kind but not super charismatic and fixated on details. But that's not all engineers either. They're all sorts. But anyway, I try to encourage the engineers not to think of themselves as literally existing apart from the rest of society and kind of looking down on it. But yeah, I love teaching in an engineering school because I do find all the stuff that the students are learning very interesting. And some of it, at least when they're at the first year level, I can even help them with. Like I can't tell a third year electrical and computer engineering student anything about codes or about, logic for circuit design. But I can tell first years some stuff that can help them get ready to be the third year students that are thriving. That's a lot of fun. I want to find out what happens here. What happens if I go into the Hall of Justice? Oh, it's closed because it's too early in the morning. Yeah. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Did I save outside of town just now? I don't recall. I really want to find out what happens if I go into the Hall of Justice where I'm a wanted individual and talk to them. I do suspect I just get thrown in jail. Yeah, it makes sense, especially because the education itself is largely going to steer you towards developing those characteristics, because that's how you're going to do the work. If your job is to solve problems, you do need to, if you weren't naturally a practically minded person, then you gotta become that person. You have to develop those traits in yourself. What do I want to do? I want to kill these orcs. And then I'll head back to you and find out what happens. Be great if these were like the richest orcs that ever lived. Or one of them is carrying a skiff. That would also be great. I guess I gotta find out how a skiff is even gonna work. I mean, I'll find out when I get it, right? In Final Fantasy 1, the first RPG I ever played where I got nautical vehicles, the ship was a permanent on the high seas thing that was just, it was where you docked it. It was not going to come with you. You couldn't pick your ship up and carry it to a different dock. But then when you got the canoe for the rivers, you were always just carrying that, and now you can basically just step into a river and you'll be on your way. Oh, Julia, I messed up for you, Julia, and I apologize. You're wasting a bit of time here. So you gotta get your crossbow back out. We got 56 quarrels. We got some arrows. We're loving it. Bad shot, Gwenna. Gweno. Kind of seems like Gwen. I mean, okay. So skiffs are just like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was doing that in Ultima 4. Had a little. I built a bridge somewhere. I can't even remember where. And then I also, at one point, I was like, I want to make sure I've always got a ship. And I've got all these ships that are just like a little bit offshore that I killed like just as I was sailing into dock. And so I just spent all this time, get off one ship, get on the other ship, sail it around, get off, and just kind of whoop, 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 and then just like line them up on the shore. Boom. Gweno. She is on her way. And you might expect her name to be Gwenna, but I guess there's no reason why Britannia needs to conform to vowel conventions that we might use in Italian or Spanish or whatever. In the Romance languages generally, perhaps. That's the kind of thing I could think my way through that if I needed to, but I don't need to. Great shot, Julia. That's the best kind of error when you miss. All right, and now we get at least one taste of Mighty Shimino with his Morning Star and Spiked Shield. Love to see it. All right. Well, Shimino, you're so tough now. He's a brick house. Yes, I wanted to use the shield too. So I was like, I got to get right up there so I can go boom, boom. But then I got right up there and just popped him. No trap. Found some stuff. That's what we love to see. Oh, no, get. 7 gold. Oh, 2 more. All right. Yeah, they can't all be troves. All right. Oh, more orcs. More orcs. Doesn't feel like the melee fighters are gonna get to really do the thing here very much. We'll see. Oh, very fair. Very fair. Ah, Jana, you're not in range. I'm saying that like it's Jana's fault that she pulled out her sling too early. Ah, this is good. Yeah, we are in real good condition as a fighting force right now. Yeah, that's a good supper time. I mean, it'd be a good lunchtime for me. This has been the trickiest thing for me with the streaming, is just figuring out between my cats needing their very carefully timed meals because of the one with the diabetes, and myself needing to eat because I'm a human. Yeah, just I'm going to get on here and not be starving, not be constantly pestered by my cats, which obviously, as you know, I can't actually plan for. All right. Let's let Jana have a shot, gang. Barely wounded. Hilo took a hit. But we're trying to develop a team. Ah. Yeah, if the Gloomhaven stream for last night fell apart because one of our players, not going to name any names. It's Robert. Robert had social plans on Thursday that fell with a friend who was who's out of town, but she's in town, and they fell through on Thursday and got rescheduled to Friday. And it was like, well, we're not going to see her till next year if we don't do it. So we canceled, which was a shame because we were in the middle of a scenario in Gloomhaven when we finished up, so we couldn't just go into a different one with 3 people. So we're going to be disrupted a lot over the rest of the summer because now next weekend Rich is going camping. The weekend after Greg is somewhere. So we're gonna do some side quests with different parties, and meanwhile, before we get back to the one that we were doing weeks from now. Yeah, it's a real shame. Like, ultimately, Rich has a child. Robert's about to have a child. Stole Gweno's kill. Get in there, Shimino. Dig through the guts. Oops. No, not attack. Money. Yeah. So I can't get too upset with them because they've been remarkably committed. On the whole, oh, whoops, don't need to manually leave. On the whole, I can hardly complain about their commitment, and I gotta, especially because like it's the waning days of summer. Like once school comes back, I think the big obstacle is just gonna be that Rich is an athletics coach for track and field and cross country. So sometimes he's just gonna have to travel with his team. But other than that, we should be able to get it. Oh wait, gotta save because for all I know, I'm gonna be thrown immediately into jail. But I just want to find out what happens if I go right into the courts of law. Man in flowing black robes. What's your name? Judge Dryden. Is that the same judge from Ultima 4? I think it is. Interest is your job. Head Inquisitor. Inquisitor? This is the court of inquisition of His Majesty Blackthorn. Art thou here to confess? Awkward. No. Perhaps then to plead for the life of another, yes? Maybe I should have tried this before I suborned justice by breaking the father and child out of stocks. Oh, I don't have the name of my imprisoned buddy. I have his brother, Jeremy. I'm gonna Ultima 5. Jeremy's brother. Ultima 5. Jeremy's relationship. Jerome. Okay. I don't think this is gonna work, but let me try. Yes. Jerome. Oh. Why? Alright. Alright. What about... Live by the 8 laws. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. No. Yes. What about Elaine, the child in the stocks? This is gonna be Judge Dryden's gimmick as the head of the Inquisition. You can plead for pity for people, and then he'll just tell you that they don't deserve pity because nobody deserves pity in the eyes of Blackthorn. Okay. Whipping around there. Get away from me. Alright. Avoided the guards. Let's just go, let's see what happens. Oh! Oh-ho! Alright. Tough fight, but real potential for treasure here. Ah, we're not in range yet. Oh, so close. Never mind, Gweno. ELO, taking it on the chin as always. Oof, that was a big hit too. And so... Jana getting hit. Alright, we gotta get in there, team. We must advance. ELO, taking it on the chin. Jana, you just hang tight for a moment. Oh my goodness. Okay, great. Gweno's got a target. Elo's getting messed up. Okay. Next, mage heals Elo. Well, there's only one mage. So, Jana, you're gonna have a job to do here. Okay. Do I have any left? I do. Pitiful heal, but what are we gonna do? Gotta get in here. We gotta fight. Big sneeze. Kitty. Physician, heal thyself. Okay. That's a nice big heal. Jana. Cast. Grab. Pour. Barely wounded. I'll take it. Haha. Critical already. That's how we do it. Can't get anyone with the spike shield. No, don't steal the kill, Gweno. You keep... Oh! Hit the one in the back there. Alright. Not the time for missing, team. Cast. Grab, pour. Gonna run out of these soon, but... Heavily wounded. You're getting her done. Jana. Elo's holding up. We're making him dead. Alright, Elo. Get to work. Heavily wounded. Elo took a hit, which is not good. But we can start making these things dead. Or can we? Do I have any grab pour left? None mixed. So obviously, I am going to need to look into mixing some of that up. Hanging in. Hanging tight. Okay, Johnny, you gotta actually creep forward, because all you got is a sling. That could have been a kill. You played your cards better. Well, that was a kill. Yellow, we hardly knew ye. So it goes. Alright. Next major gear purchase is better armor for Yellow the Bard. But I don't think I'm giving up on this game yet. Because this is a good fight. I might get enough out of this fight to resurrect Elo. It seems unlikely, but who knows? There's a kill. Of course, Jana probably could have got that one with her sling. But that's the challenge. Having... Yes. And the Avatar's in trouble. Gweno's not in range anymore. Julia missed. Just established it. Okay, Julia, you gotta cast some money here. Not what I meant to do. Okay. It's not coming together, gang. We started out with such high hopes. And the Avatar's dead. Alright, saves gone. You know what though? That was a really hard fight, and we did okay before everything went really, really bad. And there were some really bad hits, especially on Elo to get him down. So you know what? Feeling good with the general condition here. Let's head out. Let's wander. And let's see if we can even find those same bunch of Ettins. Or a different bunch of Ettins. Let's get the flavor on some orcs. Oh, I real bad luck with big hits from Ettins. So Elo and the Avatar both got killed. Like, it was a bunch of Ettins. Like, it was a tough fight, Ettin-wise. But also, like, they were getting, like, I think the first hit on Elo was 30 damage. Like, took him right from 90 down to... Or 70. Okay, it was only 10. But, yeah. It all fell apart. I was missing a lot, too, which was unfortunate. Because so much Ettin treasure. But then once two of them were down, I was like, well, this is not going to be resurrect two people and profit levels of treasure. So for now, just keep on keeping on like this. Yeah, I very obviously need to improve some of my armor situations here. I guess part of Elo's thing is that because he's dual wielding, he's getting a little bit of defensive bonus from his main gash, but not a ton. Julia once again misses her actual target, but picks up a kill. Her terrible aim is actually ruthless. Ah, Shamino, never gonna get to use that spiked shield. Very nice, Julia. Okay. I will. I'm getting there. It's I mean, part of it is that I spent all that money on... I probably should have just stocked up on reagents again in you. I'm running out of spells. All that bad stuff. Bit by bit. I mean, heck, this is the thing. This is my whole thing where I always wanted to play these games, and I couldn't figure them out when I was young. Didn't have the patience or the executive function required to buckle down. I was hoping to soften that one up and then be like, Jana, get him. Oh well. Okay. Shamino in great condition. No trap. Bunch of stuff. Hardly any gold. But what are you going to do? Trap. Key broke. Success. So that was a true positive. Mwah! 30 gold. That is a wealthy orc. None of the orcs ate any money. I come back here. Save's coming because I know. Okay, now here's an Ettin fight that we can handle. Like, 3 Ettins is just way more manageable than 6 or 7. And still very promising of some treasure. So let's just march for... Oh, you know what? My archers really ought to... Of course. They're immediately beating up on Elo. Elo's like wearing fancy colored clothes or something. There's something about Elo that stands out to the enemies. Do a little grav pouring. Gonna have to start adding the... Whew! Beautiful. Okay, Jana, that one's yours. You kill that guy all on your own. Yeah. Like, technically we got a bunch of bards, but Eolo's the bardiest of them. Or maybe they really hate being shot with bows. So they see Eolo and they're like, it's the guy who makes all the bows that we're always being shot at with. It'd be so much easier to beat people with rocks if they didn't also have a ranged weapon to fire back at you with. Still just heavily wounded. Ah, finally, I get to do a hit with the spiked shield. I missed. That wasn't actually that bad a hit. That's okay. We're all holding up. Okay. I think I've got one more grab pour. No, I don't. Ah. Well, Jana, if you want to get this kill that you've put in all the work on, you're gonna have to make your way to the front lines. Grazed him with the spike shield. Shimino's still getting the hang of using a shield as an offhand weapon. That's the bad kind of Julia miss. She nails Eolo. Just hold the line, Avatar. Hold the line, Shimino. We're going to get, I think, from there, Jana can take the shot. It's better. Hang tight. Hang tight. Yeah, here we go. Grazed. It's going to be tough for her to get this kill, I think, but we'll try. Here, Gwenno, save your husband. That's working. Not the Avatar. Okay, don't kill it. Just... Of course, Eolo steps forward and gets immediately hit. Don't attack with just the shield. Just give him a bit of the shield. He's in critical. All right, Jana, this is your moment. It's your time to shine. She nails Shimino. Come on. Once more around the horn. Eolo, you just step away. Don't get yourself killed, Eolo. It's not worth it. Alright, we're not letting this guy get away. Or we are. Maybe we are. Ah, you didn't have any treasure anyway. Well, that's still a profitable fight on the whole for the team. But yeah, it's gonna need to get enough reagents to mix up a lot of grab pour and possibly find out what the stronger offensive spells are. No trap. Lots of stuff. Love to see it. A main gouge. A mace. Nice. Of course, I've already jumped past mace and the bludgeon weapons, pardon me, sweepstakes. So I'll sell that. Get the money. Just 10. That's not nothing. A scroll of... thing that looks like an R. Thing that looks like a P. Well, let's find out. Where's my little runic script translator? Here it is. Okay. It's the one that looks like an R and the one that looks like a P. The one that looks like a P means H. The one that looks like an R means R. R-H. Heading down to the spell book. R-H. Rel Her. Wind change. A non-combat spell. Good to know. Boom. Okay. So with Jana in the second circle because she's level 2. Looks like Gravpour is the best offensive spell that she can get. I guess she can get Repel Undead, which will obviously work well against the undead. Tautological to say so, but it's true. Trap. Success. Ooh, lots of stuff. Small shield. Morning Star. All right. Well, sell that. 44 gold. Love to see it. A scroll of... Let's learn. Here we are. The language. Angle pointing up, which is V in English. An angle pointing down. Or I guess in the Roman alphabet. And then up and down a bit is L. So VL. Down to my spell book. I don't know what spell this is. VL. Vas Lor. Great light. So, I'm going to assume that the big, scrolls I got. I still haven't looked into potions. Are potions covered in the lore book? Have I actually read about potions? I have not. I mean, I suppose one obvious way to work through what the potions are would be to throw down a save, and then, nah, they're not. So it's well, maybe there's like an identify spell. I could easily look into that. Okay, keep getting it. Keep getting it. Torch and food. Alright, Shimino, you know what's next. Nothing. Killed a man. Well, a two-headed giant man while he was running away. Yeah, it's not a... We're not bumping today. Stimpinski's off, doing whatever. No Lars. But... And I can't see if there... I mean, you would know if there's even any more of an audience. I don't actually have the Twitch site open to know if anybody's even popped into view. Chili Champa hasn't popped by, but I'll forgive her because she was there for our wrestling video game stream on Thursday. The game does deserve more love, and yeah, I think that in a lot of ways, Ultima is really slept. Like, anybody who knows about Ultima knows that Ultima is like a massively important and classic RPG series. But I think that it's probably faded a lot from a lot of consciousness just because, among other things, the ascension of the JRPG, but then also the fact that we have all new series of Western RPGs that are popular now that might... so that, the classics now are like Fallout, perhaps, to a lot of people. Not that Fallout isn't a classic game, but obviously it comes along a ways after this one. Okay. I'm in good shape to get more reagents. Odd pronunciation that I just came up with there. So let's head up towards you. Camp down for the night. Stock up on some reagents. Sell the stuff we got. See where we are with money. Yeah, like the Divinity Original Sin games are carrying the torch for the like Fallout and Fallout 2, that kind of isometric turn-based RPG. And those are magnificent games. But other than that, like, yeah. I know Baldur's Gate 3, I guess, is in early access. I don't usually play anything on PC. And if I do, it's like ancient. But that's actually being made by Larian Studios, who did the Divinity Original Sin games. So unlike the first two Baldur's Gate games, which are action games, action RPGs, it's going to be turn-based using I think it's D&D 5th edition rules they're actually going to use, which is cool. I've enjoyed 5th edition so far. Man, Elo did not benefit from that sleep at all. Oh well. And you know, speaking of JRPGs, I really got to get around to. I know Greg, one of my compatriots here, got he went through the latest Dragon Quest game, which is at this point like the pretty much the one of the only JRPG series I think that still has its roots back into the early Western influence. You know, the wizardries and the Ultimas that birthed the JRPG. And I know he's done with it. So at some point, I mean, I don't have the time to be playing a JRPG on the side right now. But I do want to check that out because I haven't been modern. Like, I haven't even played Dragon Quest 7. I topped out at 6. All 3 prisoners. I talked to Jerome, but not the other prisoners. So perhaps I should. I don't actually... Is there a front way into the prison? I guess I could find that out for myself. No, I don't want to go here first. I want to go to the armorer first. Yeah, we might as well do that. I think what I'm going to do as my... You know, I got at least an hour left. But I think I'm going to stock up on reagents here. See where we are monetarily. And if I'm in skiff buying shape, I might go buy a skiff. Take to the seas, maybe go to Cove. But if I'm not... I think my move is to head to Dungeon to Spies again. And maybe actually try to plumb the depths a little. See what it is. I was thinking about... Last time you remember me saying that... you probably remember. I was like, what am I even doing in these dungeons? Because like in Ultima 4, by the time I found the dungeons, I knew that I needed to find altars and stones. And then you alluded to me, if you think about it, you could probably figure it out. And I think I did, because I thought about it. I was like, I'm looking for Lord British and or any evidence of his party who went down there and got lost. And that seems like an obvious thing to look for. And if that's not what I'm looking for, well, I'll be looking for, at the very least, you know, if I just find a cool thing, like if I find some quest item that I didn't know I was looking for. Well, if I found it. Oh, I can... If I'm interpreting you correctly, are you saying, here in you, I can find out something about what I need to learn from the dungeons? Come on, get up, buddy. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Keep carrying on. You know, if I could get to another castle, obviously. If I can get to... If a skiff will get me... If I'm reading that map right and the shallow waters are sufficient to get me to Moonglow, I can also get to the Lyceum. Maybe learn a little bit more about the quest there. I would like to sell. Now it seems, if I was running a dictatorship, and I knew that the Avatar and his companions were, you know, the biggest threat to the stability of my dictatorship, I think one thing I would absolutely do is I would, on pain of death, bar the armorers. I just wouldn't let the armorers sell anything to the Avatar and his companions. That would really put the Avatar in a tight spot. I don't think I need 2 large shields anymore. So here, take this battle-worn large shield. I don't need this mace. Do not need this Morningstar. So that's a step in a good direction. I don't need so many short swords. You're what? Are you reacting to how I just casually sold a Morningstar? No. I bought... Like, Shimino's got a Morningstar. And then I just found another one. But Shimino's my only strength guy right now. Like, you know, maybe someday I'm going to want Jeffrey in the team too and get him a Morningstar. But I still have the one that my strength guy is using. So that's good. Perhaps you're thinking that it probably is the case. Now that I think about it, that I could. Yeah, I may come to regret that. Or I may come to kill another Etten and find another one. Who knows? We shall see. Okay, I might be in Skiff buying form. If I can avoid being extorted by the guards. Okay. I do need some reagents. Let me... Excuse me, madam. I'll come in and get comfortable and start digging through my purse here. See what the state of my own reagents are. Yeah, that's true. I'm sure that... I'll acquire more in time. But yeah, the range is super useful. It's true. Probably shouldn't have. Oh, okay. So we're doing pretty good for money. So I'm not going to break the bank on spider silk here. Obviously, you always need ginseng and garlic. But then also, if I want Johnny to get some kills, and if I want her to be contributing to the battles, I need to branch out here, and I need to be mixing some grav pores and not just relying on the small stock that I started the game with. So, what's grav pore made of? Grav pore, ash, and pearl. Okay, so I've got a little bit of that, but alright. Now we know what we want to do here. Oh, back to the game window. Okay. Madam Pendra, hook me up. I would like... Oh, she doesn't sell the pearl. So, won't be mixing that much grav pore. Oh well. Alright. I do need ginseng. Yeah. I gotta pay your price because I haven't made my way yet. I'll take... I think just one ginseng. Whatever. I got a bunch of money. Take a little more. Another garlic. And maybe a couple hits of spider silk here. And then this is a gimmick where no. Thought maybe it's like getting the sextant from the guild shop in Ultima 4. I tried pressing F. Do you actually have the pearls, Madam Pendra, and you're just holding out on me? No, she doesn't. Oh well. Nice thought. Hopefully they sell them in Moonglow, and hopefully I can get there soon. Those were my interests, Madam Pendra. Be careful. Yeah. That is great advice, Madam Pendra, because this is a dangerous world we're living in. As evidenced by all the times that Elo is either dead or beaten bloody. As he is right now. Everyone else is thriving. And Elo is just all busted up and bleeding. Okay. Yes, I wish to leave. Now, let's get to mixing. Let's do a little Annox. Ginseng, garlic. So let's just do 6 right now. Thank you. Now, let's mix up some money. Ginseng, spider silk. I'll take all I can get. And then, we may as well do a little grav pore. Let me remind myself. It's ash and pearl. So I can only have 3. So that's a simple decision. I'll do all I can. And I don't know when I'll use them even. But that's what I can do. Okay. So we're in pretty good money shape. So I think I will head towards Britannia. Hopefully make some money on the way. Because I'm not quite at buying a skiff. I'm close. I've got plenty of food at the moment. Oh, I'm going to need ammo. Well, we'll see what we meet on the way to Britain. Because if I don't make a bunch of money, then yeah, I'll stock up on ammo. And we can dive down. Beautifully done. And Jana, you should get up there. Because if you're going to kill anything, Jana, with your sling, it's going to be some weak like a giant spider. Can't imagine living in a world where one of the less dangerous things that could attack you as you travel on a normal road is a giant spider. Okay. Don't kill it, but soften it up. Yes. That's what we want to see. Critical. Of course, it's fleeing. Jana. Fine. This is not a good use. No, no, I can't waste a grav pour. This stupid spider. Oh, it's still in range. Still in range. Come on. Come on. Yes! Good work, Jana. Oof. I went for my first bike ride of the year yesterday with my father. And my father is an avid cyclist. So I was a little worried that I was going to, make a fool of myself being unable to keep up with the cardio of my 65-year-old father. But it actually went very well. But one thing about getting on a bike, you haven't biked all year, and getting out there, and what am I trying to say here? And then biking for a long time, pristine period of time, on a bike that, like, I don't have some big comfy gel seat. So suffice to say, my muscles are all okay. I've managed to keep myself in pretty good shape here in isolation, but my sitting area doesn't feel great. I'm standing while I play this game for a very good reason. Heavily wounded. All right, you're going for it. You're going for it, Jana. Just get out of there, Elo. You don't want to take any more hits. The Avatar will risk being poisoned on your behalf. Heavily wounded. Keep at it. It's not fleeing yet. Come on. You're duffing it, Jana. This is your big chance. Yeah. 2 kills for Jana, and a spider had some treasure. That's what I call a successful fight. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if it wasn't for the pandemic and becoming habituated to just always being at home in my home, I probably wouldn't be going for my first bike ride of the year in mid-August. So I got lucky that my dad was like, my dad's always been like, I'll go for a bike ride with you anywhere you want, anytime. My dad loves biking, and he loves me. He's a good dad. And then I'm always like, oh yeah, I will, if I can make it work. And that's one thing I've been trying to get better at since I got the ADHD diagnosis, is realizing, actually, life isn't so stressful that you need to find the perfect time to do anything that your father invites you to do. And he's doing great right now at 65 years old. He's not going to be around forever, so I don't want to be filled with regret one day. So I said, yeah, we're doing it. We're getting out there. I'm going to do it again sometime soon. It's a good time. And, hopefully as I do more, feel a bit better afterwards in the... No, BZ, I'm keeping it clean. Especially because one thing that was kind of a relief to me, because I was saying I didn't want to embarrass myself being outclassed too thoroughly by my father. Fortunately, the route that we went on had a 20-kilometer-an-hour speed limit, and Dad's an avid enough cyclist that he's got the onboard computer, so at any given moment he can tell us how fast we are. So I'm not gonna lie and say that on the way back, we kicked it up to about 25 kilometers an hour, but we weren't going hard, so my legs came through it all just fine. Because even though I haven't been biking, just doing those yogi squat, I do a lot of yoga. So, squats, chairs, all that stuff is going to also play a role in helping you survive a bike ride. Okay. We keep an eye on Elo's health, as always. It's a classic dad form of transportation, I think. But of course I think that because my dad's always been a cyclist. My dad was a runner when he was young, and then he got his knees all messed up from running all the time. So he's like, well, I need some method of getting around quickly while also exercising. You know, the real heroes of this particular fight have got to be Julia and Gwenno, because it cannot be easy to get a hit on a skeleton with a projectile weapon. Like, Janna has a sling, so like a rock. Yeah, if you get a big enough rock, but like you're shooting like a quarrel, there's a real chance that you're just gonna pass through the ribs. Boom! Bloody mess out of that skeleton. Yes, how are you doing today, Beezy? Oh, okay. Keeping an eye on Elo. When Janna's turn comes up, she's off sling duty. She's on keep Elo alive duty. Really everybody's primary job in this team. To not let Elo die. Good. I'm glad to hear that. You know, it's not the... Nice. Yeah, how's that been going? I didn't get to take my fun... since I've been forced into converting my home office is also my work. Like, it's not... I didn't even get to have my fun computer out before today. So I haven't seen anything going on Twitch. Have you made it to a new... or perhaps the frustrating part is the boss or whatever of the desert? Or did you make it past the desert to a new environment? Nice. What comes after the desert? Is it a forest? Is it spectacular? I guess is more important to me than specifically what it is, because that desert was... Yeah. That's the thing with roguelikes. One of my favorites in recent years is Dead Cells, and some of the bosses. Like, yeah, it's not just that they're hard, it's that because you're constantly going back to the start of the game. The further into the game the boss is, the harder it is to get to, and thus the harder it is to get practice and learn how to fight the boss, and then defeat it. It can be a frustrating cycle. found one food in the guts there. That's a... It just goes into the pile of the rest of the food and just adds to the number. But personally, I would want to mark that one off and make sure that that wasn't the rations that I was eating. So similar environ, except that now you've got architecture and stuff. I can believe that game has some really cool sci-fi architecture. Okay. Heading towards Britain. There's some snakes. Snakes are boring to fight now. Oh wow, that's a very fast snake. Oh no, it's not that fast. It's because I'm slow in the hills. Well, probably not gonna get much out of these pitiful little snakes, but we might as well slay them. Maybe they'll turn out to have been wealthy little snakes. Anyway, hopefully in the coming week I have my fun compute out a little bit more, and I manage to, the stars align and I can drop in and watch you play some more Returnal, because it was really fun to watch. I like watching other people, try to British, that's a good question. Let me finish my one thought that I was in the middle of. I like watching other people try to figure a game out and get good at it. And then also, I do want to play that Returnal, and normally I'd be spoiler averse, except that by the time I actually get my hands on a PS5, I'll have forgotten everything I saw. Anyway, I didn't mean to pass there. It didn't matter anyway. Got it killed. So other series that I'm thinking of playing. Well, in terms of, I do want to keep going with retro RPGs, and I might just keep powering through with Ultima for now. Because Ultima 6, like I've said, is kind of the one that has totemic significance to me as the one that I played the most and saw the most of as a kid. And it kind of fascinated me with all this. At the same time, I want to hit some of the other big series. Like your Wizardry, your Bard's Tale, your Might and Magic. So in terms of classic RPGs, I want to run the gamut there and kind of check them all out. But I think I will, I do already get the feeling that Ultima is going to be the one that really just hits the spot for me the most. So, and I'm certainly in the fullness of time, I am absolutely going to, at the very least, go Ultima 4, which I've already done, Ultima 5, Ultima 6, the Worlds of Ultima spin-offs, the 2 Ultima 7s, and then I will at least check out the lesser regarded later Ultimas, because at that point I might just want to find out how the whole saga ends, even if I've passed by the games that are going to be the most compelling. So I'm definitely going to be spending a lot of time with Ultima in the next that many different games, and the school year coming back, the next year or two of my life. I'm going to be pouring through those, but I do want to check out some of the other ones, and then in my own life, just in the rest of my gaming, and some of these things I might stream. I want to do some more. I love Mario games. There's a new Mario Golf. I want to pick that up, play that. I want to get back to Ring Fit Adventure. I was playing that. I could play video games all day if there weren't other things I also like doing. If exercising or reading. If I wasn't reading the Dune series, I could get that much more gaming in. I picked up Dune actually because I was playing Ultima, and no, it went in the other order. No, it didn't. I can't remember the order, but at any rate, Dune and Ultima are paired in my mind because I became familiar with both of them from my buddy. His name doesn't matter. His name's Elliot. My buddy Elliot was the one who had Ultima 6 on his computer when I was a kid. And also, he had Dune 2, the prototypical real-time strategy game. And we played a ton of both of those. And he was a Dune fan generally. So like he showed me the movie. And I know that he tried to get me to read those books when I was young. And I did not. But what he did manage was to just plant it in my head. So like at some point, you got to check out Dune. And so I was playing Ultima. And I thought like, I think it was Ultima Dune. One of the two ways. I either picked up Dune on a whim or I picked up Ultima because of the sales. And then that put me in mind of Elliot. So I picked up the other one. And so now I'm reading the Dune novels, which are wild. and also playing these games. So then me and Elliot's on the other side of the country now. I told him I was reading the books. And we're going to have to, do a video chat and talk about them at some point. And so we did that for the first two when I finished them. And then I was like, oh, and by the way, you know what else I'm doing? What I've been doing lately? I've been playing Ultima. And he was like, oh, Ultima, yeah. I don't know if I ever played that. And I was like, no. So it turned out, to me, it was like Dune and Ultima, the things that me and Elliot bond over. But no, he barely remembered that we ever played Ultima. But obviously really remembered the Dune. And the Final Fantasies, other things we played. What time is it? Is it nighttime? Did I miss my boat? Yeah. Man, these shops, you'd think in such a strict world that people would spend more time at work. Yeah, the first Dune book is solid. And even the first one is pretty wild when you consider when it was written and what's all the weird stuff it's got going. Fight these insects. Don't want to waste ammo on insects. But the rest of us can come forward. Leave the bow fighters back. Are you in range, Jana? You are. For all the good it's doing you. Yeah, the first one, it starts out, even just at the start, it's got the wild, it's a feudal setting, even though it's sci-fi, and it's intergalactic sci-fi, except in a world where, there's this Butlerian jihad, so nobody uses computers. There's no computers, there's no robots. Oh no, save your husband, Gweno. There, that's a good heal. Haha! Jana missed, and she still got a kill. Hey, sweetheart. We're getting there. We got a half hour left, both until their LUNCH time, and when I'll probably shut this down because I gotta get to stores before they close here. Or stores will stay open a little into the evening on a Saturday here. The banks will not. I need laundry coins. If I don't get those coins, I'll be wearing not clean clothes. Which don't want to be doing. Okay. I'm going to camp down for the night in a moment, but how's Jana doing? She's progressing very slowly towards level 2. And that's okay. Hopefully if I can get to Moonglow. Let's camp right outside of town here. Heck yeah, we will. Julia, it's your turn now. Yeah, so the first one has a crazy setting to begin with. It's blending a lot of things for the setting. And then very, very, very early on, as you're reading, you're so this entire universe, it runs on just basically LSD or mushrooms. I think I read that Frank Herbert was doing a lot of mushrooms in the 50s. And that's what kind of gave him these ideas. So, yeah. Doing tons of drugs. And, to travel in space, you gotta get high as hell so you can see time. And so, yeah, the first book is just wild. And then it just gets wilder and wilder from there. The second book is a lot tamer in a way. It's narrower in scope and it's shorter, and like it takes place over what feels like a shorter time scale, and there's less swashbuckling adventure. And then the third book is real extra, and that's where I am right now. And I know a little bit about the premise of the fourth book, and that you can tell perhaps even just from the title, God Emperor of Dune, is. I'm really looking forward to reading that one because it sounds crazy. I haven't read a ton of science fiction, but I am reading this and I'm loving it. Actually, in the last couple of years, I've read I read all the short stories of Ted Chiang, and he's excellent. I read Cixin Liu's Remembrances of Earth's Past trilogy. So the first one, The Three Body Problem, The Dark Forest, and whatever the third one wound up being called, I don't even remember. So it's going to be too early in the morning. Shops aren't going to be open. I know that. 6:37 a.m. We got to do a little wandering. Boop-a-doo. I'm going to stock up on ammunition for our bows. And then I got to decide what I want to do for the rest of my half hour. I think I might be in skiff buy-in condition. I mean, I haven't... I'll have to double check, because don't want to get into a bad cycle where I've spent all my money on a skiff and now I can't, I start getting killed. I don't think that'll happen. I think I've made my way past that. Okay, we're probably waking up here in Britain. No Shadow Lords in town, which you'd love to see. Oh no. Did I... Stayed away too long, I think. So undisciplined, dude. Going to lunch so early. Yeah. Shops open late. Everybody goes to lunch at like 11. Well, I did it to myself by wandering around for too long outside. Should have just hopped into the hills where it's slow and taken like 5 steps and come back. Okay, back in business. I would like to buy some quarrels for 21 and some arrows for 14. Very good. That's everything. But do I have anything worth selling? I'll sell a little bit of stuff here. Sell a couple of small shields. Leather helm. Club probably won't get me much. But okay. One more short sword. Okay. This is my moment. I'm going to do it. I'm going to obtain a skiff. Oh. I can save myself a little time here. Or probably not actually save time. If I just remind myself... Oh. I haven't even written down in my chart. I think it's West Brittany. Has the shipwright. Or does it? It's stable. Right? Yeah. Did I have that down? Yes, I did. Okay. Is it east? Healer. Shipwright. Here we go. Add that to my data bank. Oh, hey, a person just hanging out. You're Flint, hey? My interest? I'd like to know what your job is. Work my forge, craft and find ship parts. Forge? Sweat? In my younger days, we thought it queer to use aught but what grew by the beaches in the vessels we made. And proud we were indeed of our handiwork, even when it sank. I don't know. You know what? Fine. Okay, so magic. Ah, he has the same complaints. Okay, now with all that magic, no one knows what's going on. Yeah. Flint, my buddy, this is how everybody eventually feels about life. Everything was great in the golden age, and now it's all terrible because the kids these days with their magic ships. Yes, show me your swift vessels. Show me a skiff. Oh, that's not... Wow, that's so much cheaper than I thought it was. Heck yes, I'll take it. Sold! Thou canst take delivery at the docks outside the city. Will there be anything else? Nay. Thank you, Master Hawkins. Excuse me. Singed eyebrows and charred clothes. Holding a blackened box. Sir Adam the Torch. Okay. What do you do, Sir Adam? Get my entry started for this fascinating character. Seek to improve water travel. Why are you called Torch? Can't help me with that. Water. Look out, this might explode. Explode? Should be safe enough though. What arm could a fire do, especially on board a ship? Okay, you know what? I'm starting to sympathize with Flint's position here. Kids, there are some real risks to starting a fire on a ship. 'Twas Squire Jimmy's fault indeed. I told him to keep that torch away from my experiment, but no, he never listens. Jimmy? Alright. Well, goodness gracious. Oh, I say, that doth seem rather well travelled. What news of the world hath thee? Jeez. Dictatorship. Same news as anyone else's. They teach us in school that 'tis all for the common good. I suppose we're to believe what we're taught. I can't tell if he would have said that to any news or if he's actually responding to the dictatorship. What is thy name? My name is James. A pleasure. Lars! I'm doing very well. You came in at the tail end here. I probably only have about 20 minutes left. But yes, I'm making... I'll let British can maybe decide exactly how good my progress is. But what I can tell you is I am in a good cycle now. You know, I'm making money, buying things, getting better. I found Jana. I'm not sure if I had done that by the last time you were here. I used the moongates once, so I made it out to Jalome. So I understand how the moongates work. I just bought a skiff, got some money, found a dungeon. I'm gonna keep exploring a little for... Yeah, it's coming along. It's all coming together. I found with Ultima 4, there was also this cycle of a long, like, just figuring out what the hell's going on, getting to know things. Yeah, I even got my second, and then I sold it. And then British pointed out that was foolish. And maybe I shouldn't have. But you know what? I'll buy another one by the time Jeffrey joins the gang. And, yeah, just like in Ultima 4. A long period of fumbling. And then once you're done fumbling, and now you can actually kind of start branching out, but you're still kind of groping in the darkness, just trying to figure out what to do. And then kind of the floodgates open at a certain point. Like, it was right after I finished Dungeon Deceit in Ultima, which I think Ultima 4, which I think I did around like 15 hours into the game. And so like that was more than halfway through the playthrough. I think I finished the game in like 29 hours. So a whole lot happened on the downslope, and it was a long climb. So I'm still on the climb. I didn't make it to Moonglow, that's true. But we're going to find out if the Skiff can get me there. Because the map implies that it might. And yet at the same time, I can see that being not true. And if it's not true, I'll just go to Cove. My interests. You got a job, son? Now, what's your name? Squire Jimmy. He's Jimmy. I'm James. You'd think he's young. He should be more excited that we have the same name. Maybe in Britannia, Jimmy isn't short for James. It's just his nickname because he's good at busting open locks. What's your job, son? Apprenticed. His grandfather designed the HMS Cape, fastest ship that ever sailed. It wasn't just fast, son. It had a magical wheel that made it extra durable, and yet it still sank. Now Master Hawkins and his servants ply the family trade. Cape. Misplaced the plans for long ago, and nothing since has been so fast. Still, we try many new ideas. Trust. Ideas? Ask Sir Adam. Well, I did. Cool. Good talking to you, Squire Jimmy. Alright. Let's do it. Yes. Yeah. Alright, remember the HMS Cape? Because, I mean, people talked about it a lot, and at first early in the game when I hadn't realized how thoroughly functional a lot of it was going to be, I didn't put together, like, this is very important, I gotta remember this for later. Late in the game, that was one of the things where, late in the game I realized I need to find this wheel. And I guess that's part of what trimmed down the back half of my playtime. Is I was like, you know what? Instead of walking to every town again to find dialogue that I know I've already heard, I'm just going to go to a transcript and chase it down that way. Okay, heading to the docks. There's my skiff. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it's nighttime. Let's not go sailing at night. Let's sleep through the night, team. I'll take my turn. Yeah, you know what? Squire Jimmy says Master Hawkins lost the plans for the HMS Cape. Oh my goodness. Something horrible happened when I looked away for a moment to write that down. Okay. My goodness. Well, what can we do? We can fight. Split, I mean. Hey, Squeaky. It's not quite time yet. But we are getting close. Well, at least they're heavily wounded. She can't get around the corner on that. Well, it's either going to be disastrous or it's going to be an experience point bonanza. There we go. Oh, didn't mean to shoot at that one. Alright, Jana, take a step back and you might be able to do a shot here. Kill for Janna. Now I really want to survive this. And I also feel like perhaps I might. Oh, that one divided twice. Hopefully the divided ones take the hit points of the stronger ones. Elo is in position to get swarmed. So Elo's got to retreat here. Beautifully done, Shimino. Julia's got to come fourth. Gweno can only hit this one. But she hit it indeed. Fall back so you don't get swarmed. Janna, you go help Elo out. Alright. We're in business here. I think Gweno can hit this one. No. It's tough to know what can get around the walls and what can't sometimes. Getting the kill. Getting the kill. Ah, she's not quite in range yet. And Gweno, stand by your man there. Yellow, take one more step back. And then you can make your stand. Slime divides. Ugh. Gweno, actually, you can probably get this shot. Because Janna's got to come forward first, because her range is just not going to do it as much, because she's using a sling. I do not want to use my very low supply of grab pours, the magical missile spell. Hell yeah, Yellow. Gweno goes back one step, and then very, very soon she'll be in shape to take a shot here. Shimino can head this way. He'll help the Avatar close in. Alright, Julia's probably got to get a weapon out now. No. A crossbow is a weapon. She's got to get specifically a melee weapon. Or she could fall back, I suppose. Absolutely surrounded with slimes, but at least one of them and possibly several of them are in critical condition. There's a kill. Divides. Oh, it's not what I meant to do. Oh well. Ah! Picked one off. Chumbawampa! Not too much is going on today. Well, actually, it's, in a way, it's a busy day in the sense that I got this stream in the middle, did some yoga this morning, some laundry, and now I've got to wrapping up in about 10 minutes. Got to feed these cats. Got to run my errands before all the shops close. Get back, and then company coming over to play. Oh, speaking of kind of classic RPG style. This game is not quite it's playing this game called For the King with my girlfriend, and it bills itself, and it very much follows through on being a mix of tabletop gaming with roguelikes with RPGs. And so it is randomly generated hex board, although you're on the same quest every time, and it's up to 3 players, and there's like invisible dice, like they just call them slots, but they basically function as dice rolls. So everything's done with dice rolls. How much can you move on your turn? And then when you're in battle, do your skills work or not? It's all done with dice rolls and various things you find. Can you solve the mystery of these strange stones? Well, that's going to come down to whether you roll high enough on your intelligence check. And it's a lot of fun. And it's a friendly game. Yeah, so this is a video game, but it really does capture the tabletop feel, which is great. And what kind of tabletop gaming do you do, Chumbawampa? Never go wrong I think sometimes you can go wrong with D&D. Depending on the people that you're with and what everyone wants to do. But D&D is a lovely game. I just actually wrapped up. Me and my friends started at the onset of the pandemic. We set up a tele D&D group. Well, we went back and forth. My buddy would run a D&D adventure, and then I would run a Cthulhu investigation, and then he would run a D&D. And we just concluded the entire group. We finished our most recent D&D adventure, and so many of us are, in addition to the fact that society's opening back up and it's getting harder and harder to block off so many evenings a week for committed Zoom activities. On top of that, we are, many of us, that's the thing. That's where I think you can go wrong is when you want to, if you just want to crawl in a dungeon and get some loot, and if that's what you're looking for, yeah, D&D is beautifully set up for that. Then if you want a little more role playing, a little more story, it can be harder. I get a lot of role playing in when I play D&D because I try to create characters who I can express their personality through my choice of battle actions. But yeah, if you just want to the gamers. I do not know the gamers. And while you type to tell me about that, I do have a question for you, Chumbawampa, which is, how has your StarCraft been going? Are you on to the Protoss yet? I didn't get to do any watching of other people's streams this week. And barely any streaming myself. And barely anything except working. Oh wow, you're just done. Jeez. So I gotta go watch those. I gotta go watch some of your archive videos there then, because I really wanted to see how it goes with the Protoss. Are you gonna do that, Brood War? Yeah, I gotta do some exporting myself. I haven't even set up my YouTube page yet. I'm maintaining the back end of playlists and stuff, but I want to have a cool banner image, and I'm not a very good artist, and like I was just saying, I've been having trouble finding the time to do any all kinds of the things that I want to be doing. And so yeah, I'm trying to do little pixel art characters that look like the avatar of myself up there for all of the 4 people who appear on the various streams that I do here. And I've got 3 out of 4, and I'm working on the 4th one. And then once I have all 4 of us, I'll just put us in a little scene, slap the 58 Dream Street banner up there, and we're off to the races. But until then, my YouTube is just there. No one can see it. Well, I'm not going to get to experience my Skiff today. So the Gamers is a... So you put movie in the single quotes. So then I'm thinking maybe it's a recorded drama of some sort, but it's not necessarily a feature film. Cool. I will check that out. Cool. Definitely gonna check that out. Possibly not by tomorrow, but definitely soon. Yeah, so this endless slime battle is going to rob me of the chance to find out where my Skiff can take me today. But then that gives us something. That gives me cool. Well, I think that I shouldn't. Well, I was gonna say I won't have 2 hours at a time convincing my girlfriend to watch that, but then it's like our time because she's really into this game. But then also we're 3 episodes from the end of The Sopranos, and then our professional wrestling promotion that we like, AEW, launched a new show last night. So now they're putting out 3 hours of A content in addition to their YouTube stuff that we don't really watch. Whew. But you know what? When there's just a ton of stuff that you want to do and you don't have the time for all of it, that's not really a bad place to be. An embarrassment of riches and things to check out. Yeah, it's the one thing about life, you know. It's both great and terrible. That you could pick like the art that you're most interested in, whether it's video games or novels, or even you get more specific. You know, all I want to do for the rest of my life is read great Russian literature, and you could probably do nothing but that and die with some undone. And in a way, that's like, oh man, it's not enough time. But then on the other hand, it's like, wow, the world is so rich and full. You know, human culture has produced so much that there's just there's abundance, and you will never run out. Come on, ELO. Just make them dead. Get them to stop splitting. Yes. No treasure. And I'm going to guess that the experience rewards for slimes are low. But let's just find out. Jono would be a good test case. She got about 6. Gweno got level 4. Yeah, just in time. Just going to review here. Julia's making her way. Elo's really making his way. The Avatar is making... Yeah, okay. Team, we're in good shape. Not going to try... I'll camp for real at the very start next time. And we have something to do right at the very start to find out where can my brand new skiff take me. So that's it for today. Thank you all for joining me, because this game is a lot of fun on its own. And I would probably have fun just standing and talking aloud to nothing, having no idea if anybody was watching or cared. But it's a whole lot of fun having you folks around. And I hope you all have a great day. And you know, I'll see you tomorrow. I think that once again, it's going to be like 3 p.m. Atlantic is probably when I'll start. I'll be starting like 24 hours from now. But we'll see. I'm not quite at the point where I'm ready to schedule that officially. Because then, like, next weekend, actually, I might have Sunday afternoon plans. I'm still waiting for my friend to get back to me. So, but anyway, hope to see at least some of you, if not all of you, tomorrow. And for more fun with Ultima 5. Every single one of you, take care. Be kind to everyone you meet. And peace and love, baby. See you tomorrow.